It's 2016. Close your eyes for a moment and breathe in slowly with me. Let the whole world outside softly melt away because tonight you're standing right here with me inside the salt kissed glass of this ancient lighthouse, following a man named Clint, a quiet keeper carrying the weight of endless duty, unspoken grief, and the constant whispering tides of memory. But somewhere out there in the dark water, something ancient and gentle has been waiting for a long time, just to stand quietly beside him. So settle in deeper, pull the blanket a little closer, and step with me into the night sea refused to end. The sea had a memory. It never arrived by chance. It returned night after night to the same jagged rocks, the same hidden currents, the same aching souls. Tonight it returned for him. Time had slipped past midnight into something timeless, the kind of hour where clocks lose all meaning and the world softly forgets its own edges. The lighthouse rose alone against the dark, its golden beams swept in slow, patient arcs, cutting through endless black water like a quiet promise no one had asked to keep. Cold salt wind pressed against the ancient glass, waves gathered far below, reflecting fragments of starlight that looked more like forgotten dreams than anything real. And within that vast silence, he endured. Clint, his footsteps along the iron gallery were soft, deliberate, never hurried, never fully resting, just hollow with the weight of forever. His dark coat hung heavy, stiff with years of sea spray. Each droplet sank deeper into the fabric, yet he never flinched. He never did. The sea was not his enemy, it was his companion in sorrow. In the beginning, sailors still spoke to him. They whispered as their ships passed, "He waits for someone who will never return." The tide took everything from him. That keeper, he is half spirit now. Eventually, the ship stopped coming and the whispers faded because Clint was no longer living. He was only keeping every single night the same scared ritual, the same spiral climb, the same lantern flame, the same crushing silence, a woe written into stone and salt. His eyes no longer searched the horizon, they simply remembered, and memory weighed more than any ocean. Years ago, before the tides turned eternal, there had been warmth. Her name was Lyra, and she carried light the way others carry breath. She refused to let the world stay grey. She would laugh at the way the waves argued with the cliffs. pause mid-watch just to trace constellations with her finger, gently pull Clint into silly, pointless conversations simply to hear his rare laugh. You hold the whole sea inside your chest, she used to tease, and he would always reply the same. He loved how she never did. She filled the empty spaces the wind tried to hollow out. She softened every sharp edge in his endless duty, and then, one merciless night, it all ended. No grand tragedy, no warning, just rain, heavier than memory, a small boat, a treacherous current, and sound that tore through the dark and left only silence behind. Clint remembered holding her hand, only an unfinished breath that still echoed inside his ribs every single night. That evening, something inside him did not shatter. It simply vanished. And since then, he kept the light burning, not to save ships anymore, but to keep from standing completely still. Because stillness brought the memories too clearly, and clarity was unbearable. Tonight felt different, not kinder, just unfamiliar. The sea had softened its roar, the wind carried an almost reverent hush, as though something unseen had been watching for a very long time and had finally decided to step closer. Clint climbed the final spiral stairs, narrow, ancient, breathing with cold. He had walked them thousands of times, but tonight his steps began to slow. Something was there. For the first time in years, he truly stopped. There was something perfectly still, small, blending into the darkness between brass and glass. His mind hesitated. Grief had taught him long ago not to trust what he saw. It showed him ghosts. It offered company that always dissolved. So he waited, watching, expecting it to vanish. It did not. Instead, two faint silver blue lights opened eyes, gentle, aware, watching him with impossible patience. Clint did not retreat. Fear needed strength he no longer possessed. It was unlike anything he had ever seen, not quite seal, not quite wolf of deep. Its body was sleek, fluid, almost weightless, fur the color of midnight water, threaded with delicate silver veins like frozen sea foam caught mid-fall. Its tail drifted in a slow, hypnotic rhythm, like breathing beneath waves. Clint's voice came out cracked and distant. "You're not real." The creature tilted its head as if it understood every hidden layer of his pain. Then it stepped forward, no threat, No hesitation, only quiet, ancient certainty. Clint felt something stir inside his chest, not fear, not even curiosity, something far older, something he had buried with Lyra, being seen. The creature stopped barely an arm's length away, softer, respectful, as though the night itself was making space. Sea spray passed around the creature, never quite touching. What are you? No answer came. It simply sat beside him, close enough to feel its presence, far enough to never intrude. And in that single quiet moment, something deep inside Clint shifted, not healed, not repaired, just moved. A rusted door inside his heart opened, only a fraction, but enough. He remained there far longer than he realized. The beam kept turning, the sea kept speaking, yet the moment held. Eventually he turned and began his slow walk along the gallery once more, and the creature walked with him, step for step, beside him. The lighthouse remained unchanged. The waves still crashed below. The golden light still swept across the dark, but everything felt different. Minutes stretched into something timeless. Clint stole glances, as though it had always belonged right there. You're following me? He whispered. No reply. Or perhaps I have been following you. Still nothing. Yet he kept walking. They reached the great western window, the one he had avoided for years, the exact stretch of water where the current had taken her. His chest tightened, breath grew in. The creature slowed with him, matching every hesitation. Clint stepped closer to the glass, each movement heavy with years, and then he was there, standing inside the memory. His legs trembled, vision blurred with salt and sorrow. He pressed his forehead to the freezing glass. Tears slipped free, the first in years, mixing with sea spray. I kept the light burning every night, and still I couldn't save her. His shoulders folded. A quiet broken sound escaped him. The creature moved closer, and for the first time, a feather light brushed against his arm, not just fur, something deeper, like the sea itself acknowledging his pain. Clint's tear flowed, steady-eyed. He looked into those silver blue eyes, pure, wordless, as if the creature carried its own unfinished loss. You know this pain too? He whispered. The creature blinked once, slowly. In that instant, Clint understood. This being had not wandered here by chance. It had been drawn to his silence, to his grief, to his lonely vigil like a tide answering. The only light is still trusted. Clint exhaled, long and trembling. The crushing weight inside his chest eased just enough. He straightened fragile, yet steadier than he had been in years. The creature rose with him. No words were needed. Together, they continued their slow circle around the lantern room, not running from the sea, not erasing the memory, simply facing it together. The waves kept their ancient rhythm. The great lights kept turning, but something profound had changed. Not the ocean, not the night, him. Just a little, just enough. As they moved through the warm golden glow, a new thought rose inside him, clear, quiet, true. Maybe keeping this light was never meant to prevent every loss. Maybe it was only meant to help him survive. Beside him, the creature glanced. Clint felt the faintest curve at the corner of his lips, not a full smile, but enough to remind him it was still possible. And the sea, for the first time in so long, no longer felt like punishment. It felt like something holding him, not washing him clean, not fixing him, just staying, like the silent companion now, walking beside him, like fragile, stubborn hope, quite unfamiliar, but undeniably real. And somewhere deep within this endless night, for the first time, the watch no longer felt eternal, and or maybe just the beginning.